I just want to make this video real quick. So, there's this young man who is Caucasian white, and he's in a black neighborhood. He acts black. He's very young. He walked up to a friend of his in the neighborhood with his perfect attendance certificate, and he was happy. In the comments, there was a comment there that pointed out how the same energy is not returned in white neighborhoods. I think what he's trying to say, not even what he's trying to say, I think just to go further and deeper into it, and everybody know that he's right. Basically what he's saying is, we give more attention to people who act like us than actual us. And you make a big deal out of it. So he wouldn't be so popular if he wasn't acting black. And I don't even think he's acting black. I just think that it's just how he is. That's how he acts. He's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not portraying. That's just how he is. But if he wasn't that way, he wouldn't be so famous. But we give so much attention and so much love and so much praise to him just because he acts black. And there's nothing wrong with him. I'm not talking down on him. This is more about, so you see how color does matter. You say that you don't see color, but if you did see color, that this would have been a black boy acting like this, nobody would even care. Like, oh, it's just a black boy. But since he white and he acts like that, so it's about the action. It's about the action. It's about how they're acting. It's about how the white boy displays himself. Right? So it's about his action. What matters about his action? It's like watching a person. Like, you know, your mannerisms, how you talk, how you walk, how you respond. Is more than just how you initiate conversations. Your body language, neck movements, how you say certain words, the way you rationalize, It's more than just the skin color. So you do realize that characteristics of people you know what I'm saying? We were grouped. We're categorized just by default. So the color of our skin that we are in is just the coding of the culture. It's just the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you took the icing off the cake, that would be like taking the skin off our body, and it'd just be bones. And then it'd just be like cake, like looking like what you take out the oven. But what we went through as a culture And I'm talking about everybody, like what the Chinese went through, what the Philippines went through, what the Koreans went through, what the Mongolians went through, what the Russians went through, what the Pakistanians went through, what the, what everybody went through, what the Egyptians went through, what the Nigerians went through, what the French went through in France, what everybody went through. But when you right there in that area, it's not going to matter what color you are, because when you right there in that area, how you walk and how you talk, you mirror everything around you. So he was, what I'm saying, what's fascinating about him is not his mannerisms, it's the fact that he's white and he has these mannerisms. You have to identify what's being changed and what's staying the same. It would be just the same as if I was to go and and adopt a Chinese baby who's 2 days old and raise him right here in St. Louis. How do you think he's gonna turn out? He might be what they call a YN, but he Chinese and he ain't gonna speak a lick of Chinese, baby. He ain't gonna speak a lick of Chinese. And that's just how it's gonna be. It doesn't matter his skin color, the texture of his hair. You know what I'm saying? Who we are on the inside is actually a reflection of what's around us. But what does our skin color have to do with what's going on around us? That's where history comes into place. So why am I talking about this? Because I used to say that it didn't matter that Jesus was black. It didn't matter that Yeshua was black. But it actually does. And when I say that it does, I want everybody to understand that it does matter just as much as it matters that Mary was his mother. Just as much as it matters that he healed the woman with the issue of blood. So him being of dark complexion is not to be worshipped. It's not to be, you know what I'm saying, idolized. There's a thin line. Like, white people have a side and black people have a side, and on each side there's 2 sides, so really there's 4 sides. It's like there's a thin line between being pro-black and in a Black Panther and being racist, and that's just the way I can put it. And then for white people, it's like it's a thin line between I lost my train of thought. It's okay. And I feel like I forgot on purpose because I really just want to get to the point. And the point is, the area that we grew up in the history it's important because it affects and it explains the now. So like with the boy walking, he got this swag about him, you know, he got this walk, he got these mannerisms, and that come from his history, and we why is it so popular and why does he keep going viral? It's because we like the fact that see black people, we like love, we just don't like to hint on it. We like to see a little white boy acting black because we know that they couldn't, because we know that white people didn't even used to like us. And so we see this little white boy who acting black. And we like, wow, look at this. You know what I'm saying? And we treat him different, and you know what I'm saying? We being a mentor to them. And what the dude is saying is, why don't we treat our own with that much attention? So I would just would like to point out that it's because it's unusual to you. It's unusual to you. And because of the past. If it's not unusual, the most number one reason why this stands out is because of his skin color. It's because he's white. And why does that matter? Because of history. They just acting like that. So it's like, it's kind of weird to say like it didn't matter that Jesus was black, because this man literally healed the blind, the lame, the crippled, raised the dead, fed 5,000 people with 5 pieces of fish. I forgot. 4 pieces of fish. 4,000 people with 5. No, 4,000 people with 2 fish and 5 loaves. Something like that. I gotta get myself together. But I'm gonna wrap it up. It's gonna make sense when I get done, I promise. So he literally healing all these people, right? In all these type of ways, in these miraculous ways. And you still kill him. Why might that be? Because it sounds like if it was somebody else, they would have took him to Burger King. But since he was that, they put his knee on his neck on like May 27th, I think. Maybe the 29th. But it was May. So no, he didn't go to Burger King. They put their knee on his neck. But it's not even the same thing. Because they killing people. And he healing people. And y'all killed him. So who are we really mad at? Okay? Because it had to be done for our salvation. So praise God. Praise our Father in the heavens. Period, point blank. And I thank you so much for your son, Yeshua. But personally, I don't think they would have killed Jesus if he was white. Long story short. And the only reason why it would matter is because if you care so much about it, then you should dig deep into the history of Judah, the tribe of Judah, in Bethlehem, and the Ephrathites, and Nazarene. Yeah. That's what you should do your research on if you care so much about Jesus being black. Because there are situations that it matters what color someone is. And that is it's just, a debate. And it's like, okay, we get it. Yes, he was. But I used to say it doesn't matter about his skin color. It matters about his characteristics. Yes, it does matter about his characteristics. And it still does matter about his characteristics, because it's almost like who we are now as a people, who sometimes you are on Instagram or Facebook and you're scrolling and you see like 3-4 people fighting in a ghetto neighborhood in the middle of the street. But also, great used to do sit-ins and get ketchup and coffee and mustard and syrup poured all on them, because they wanted to protest so they can sit in the restaurants and drink from the, you know what I'm saying? Like, boycotting bus stops and going on marches. Come on now, going on peaceful marches, organized marches, doing stuff that we don't even do. We don't do that. And we need to do that. And when we do that, it don't be consistent enough. We be forgetting about stuff. We do not stand on business when it comes to how they treat us. Now, I just snapped and I didn't even try to do all that, but when I think about what they used to do, it's like, okay. So does it matter? Because if it didn't matter that he was black, then does it matter that you know what I'm saying? Or we're just gonna keep ignoring what's been going on, everything that's been going on, right? And it's like, don't get caught up with no color, because remember, this is just part of your identification. That's why I said go deep into the location, because that's part of your identification. You can only get so far with the color of your skin. Gotta go deep within. It's the characteristics. And that's why he stood out. Because if he was just a regular white boy and he is a regular white boy. And if he act like a regular white boy, then he wouldn't even be famous. That's why I said the characteristic does matter. Because yes, okay, Jesus was black. But Jesus wouldn't be Jesus if Jesus do what Jesus do. You know what I'm saying? Jesus wouldn't be Jesus if Jesus didn't do what Jesus did. I had to correct myself. Jesus wouldn't be Jesus if Jesus didn't do what Jesus did. Okay, period. So it is about the characteristics. You can't just put it all on the skin. That's why I say you gotta go deep within. Because if you just worry about the skin, then you surface level thinking. Literally. Your skin is a surface level. It's only so far you can get with that. You know what I'm saying? We shed skin every day. You gotta go deep within to something that's permanent, something that's been there. You know what I'm saying? History. Something that's been there. I'ma post it. I wasn't gonna post it at first, but I had just went off. But I'm a little rusty right now. For real. But I just wanted to get that out.